Hey everyone, I wanted to look at some route skills from over the weekend and look at a diamond release that ultimately didn't work for the Ravens here. So the wide receiver at the top of the screen here is trying to use a diamond release to basically get a slant and caught inside here. Okay? So he uses this diamond release because you have a DB that's playing close coverage. So if he can attack outside, get the DB to move outside, now he can come back underneath inside. The problem with it is more the fundamentals and technique of how he tries to do this. So as he does this, it ends up throwing him off a little bit in terms of his body, his center of gravity. So he's a little off balance as he comes out of it. And then that makes the throw a little tougher, and it makes his body, as he's trying to catch it, it's off balance and he drops the pass. So we're going to look at what can he do better here. So as he comes out, he stands and raises up and then throws himself down. The problem I have with something like this is when you're only going a couple of steps to try to get here and then come back inside, I don't think you need to raise your chest up like this to then just throw it down. I think you're better off, if you want that diamond release and really to scare this guy, is you want to attack and stay low off the initial steps so that when he sees your shoulders down, he's now thinking that you're trying to get some speed to get around him and go up the field. When you stand up like this and his chest is so high up, this DB knows right now that he's going to snap himself down and now try to make some type of a break. So that DB doesn't really go anywhere. You see this shuffle, right? So on this step, if he was worried, he'd open up and start to run, but he just shuffles and then is able to turn relatively quick with it. So it's basically something he expected because he saw this chest rise up right here. So I wouldn't use the chest rise up here in this sense because I don't think that it really helps you sell anything. You want to sell that you're going outside. You're not selling that if you stand up right now. Okay, and then as he throws himself down, if you look, his frame is so much wider than even the DB's frame. So when he steps out of this frame, his body weight is thrown off and he has no power and speed to come out of it because his feet are so wide apart. So what ends up happening is as he lands on this left foot, this right foot has to come up here and almost replace that left foot. So he almost loses a step because he doesn't necessarily go anywhere. So now he has to try and gain more ground on these next couple steps. And because he was so out of balance right off the bat, instead of coming here and coming up at a nice angle to get away from the defender, he ends up coming down in here and he's off balance, and that's not what Lamar expected. So now Lamar's trying to jam it in down in here for the throw, and because now this guy realizes that he came down in here, now he's trying to turn and run up the field. Now he ends up being off balance. It's a tougher catch, and ultimately he drops the ball. So like I said, just to recap here, if you're going to try and do this diamond release, you're only going a couple of steps. So try to keep that shoulder pad level nice and low and almost in one plane. There's no reason to start here, go up, and then come back down to go inside, because this right here is just time. It's taking longer for you to get there. It's more energy for you to go up and down, and you're not selling anything because the DBs know when your chest raises up like that, you're going to break and, go inside or outside. So they're not going to get fooled by something like that. And then when you make that plant, don't step so far out. Keep that foot in here. You can throw your head in that direction, but make sure that your feet stay underneath you within your circle so you can plant. So his left foot would land right here. Now his right foot could have landed here. Now he's at a better angle, and now he's up the field away from this defender. So like I said, it's just kind of a breakdown of why this diamond release didn't work and how you guys, in terms of watching it or running it for yourself, keep some of these things in mind so as you practice them, you can clean your diamond release up and allow yourself to get a little bit more open by just being a little bit cleaner on the fundamental side of it and be able to give yourself an opportunity to catch and run with the football without that DB right there.